G'day guys, Luke here. Welcome back to another video. In today's video guys, we are doing the Reptile Room update for March 2024. Before the video does get started guys, we do have a new member to the family. You'll see him later on in the video, so stay tuned for that. Tomorrow's episode, or when the video does come out, will be the Snake Room video. So this is pretty much part 1 of 2 of the Reptile Room. So let's get into it and see how all the critters are going. We'll go up and say hello to Dusty. He was out a second ago, but of course he's decided to leg it, run away. God, I hate that sound. Luckily he's in the hide, so we get to see him a bit better today. Hey handsome boy. So Dusty here is my black-headed monitor. He's doing exceptionally well. Loves his superworms. He does have crickets from time to time, but he's not a big fan of woodies. Overall his training is still getting there, so we're working on that. Still very shy, very nervous, but we'll work on that. We'll close that before he gets any ideas of making a run for it. Lock it up as well. We'll like to lock cages around here. So Dusty here is housed in a 140 centimeter enclosure. So within his enclosure guys, we've got center substrate. We've got 2 hides. So there's one here, one under the cool end. Got his food bowl and water bowl. Got his branches that he will climb up on, fake plants to decorate the enclosure. We do have a crocodile skull in here to just add a bit of character. We do have his heat. We do have his UVB, so that's the infrared projector. Still saving up to replace those with ceramics. I'll make the switch back over to them. And this is the LED UVB light bars. Pretty great. There will be a video on these later on in the year. I guess kind of comparing heat and UV options out there, so stay tuned for that guys. There is a backing for those who use feet as a measurement. This cage is just below 5 feet, so that is Dusty. We move down to Akko, who is the diva of the Reptile Room and in a bad mood once more. So Akko here is my female Eastern War Dragon. Just to give some context for anyone who's new to the channel, almost swapped the camera. She's 11 years old, but she's got the body of a juvenile. So she's got all her adult organs developed. And unfortunately, since her body hasn't really grown out to what it should be, she's kind of looks obese, but she isn't. So don't say she's overweight. I won't say she's the healthiest animal out there, but for what she is, she's healthy. And she's usually a pretty good girl. So Akko he's also housed in a 140 centimeter enclosure, so below 5 feet. In the enclosure guys, we use the coconut fibre or cocoa peat, whatever you guys prefer to call it, as a substrate. We do have a fake plant, rocks to help her get in and out of a water bowl. Like I said, there's a water bowl there for her. Got the branches, a backing, food bowl. Got a couple of logs in here for the bask on. A hide that she will use from time to time. Later on, I might take that hammock out and put a couple more branches in here for her. Got a heat, UV, and backing. But yeah, that is good old-fashioned Akko. Below Akko, we've got a beautiful pair of shingleback skinks. So this one over here, sleeping with his face in the corner, is Monty. Monty here is a very shy and doesn't like to be touched. If I pick him up, he will pee on me. But saying that, he's still a handsome boy. We love him lots. And he's got a beautiful girlfriend named Anastasia. She's doing fantastic. Now, I'm not expecting to have babies from these guys this season. Maybe one year they will, but I'm just happy to have these two together to have somewhat of a pair. I think they both make a great couple. She's very easygoing. She doesn't mind being picked up, even though she might pee on me from time to time. And she's very cute, so these two I'm quite happy to live together. And they pretty much shared everything together. Food, hides, everything. Speaking of the enclosure, coconut fibre as a substrate. 3 bowls in the corner over here. Got the water bowl, 2 hides, so one under to heat, which is the ceramic. The UVB light bar again. Got a backing. We've got the, well, I mentioned hide, but that's the cool hide there. I do find Monty loves to sleep in that corner over there. Anastasia likes to sleep in this hide over here. Only a few animals on this rack system here, but there is a new addition on this rack system, who we'll get to in a second. In this 90 centimeter enclosure, we have 2 animals. So this is Crystal. She's my female black sword dragon, or pygmy beard dragon as it's also known as. And in the hide over here we do have a new cage mate. We get to him in a second and explain how the whole process of getting him was. So in the enclosure with these two, sands are suspect. It's a very fine grained sand, so don't panic guys about the impaction. Got a fake rock in here, a couple of hides, and a couple of ornaments as well. Got the food dish and water dish, the backing, heat and UV. Crystal here is doing excellent and has somewhat tolerated her new cage mate. The first couple of days she hated him, so it's glad to see these two are getting along well. I actually got a cute photo of these two together, so I might put it up on my Instagram page or up on the screen now for you guys to have a look at. But they're both getting along. So you just got a glimpse of the new addition. So let's say hello to him. This is Thumper. So Thumper here is my new addition to family. He's a Gidgee skink. So this guy here is the giant form. He's only a young fella. Still got a lot of growing to do. You okay, buddy? Long story short with this guy, he used to be a friend of mine's, but unfortunately he passed away not too long ago. So before he did pass away, he did say he wanted me to have this animal. So he's now part of the family. So that's Thumper. So it's sad that I lost a good friend, but I do have something to remember him by. So that's Thumper. That's Crystal. When Thumper does get bigger, guys, I will take him out of this enclosure and house him with probably Monty and Anastasia, or he might have his own enclosure because he will get double that size, and I don't want him to be in with Crystal when he gets to that size, because obviously being a bigger and heavier animal, don't want him hurting Crystal. But I do find the Gidgee skinks get along with pretty much a lot of species of animals in captivity that I've seen. Below them, in this pair of 50 cm enclosures, we've got a sand swimmer named Siri in this enclosure, and a children's python. Yes, technically this is the lizard room, but I still got this little guy in here for the time being. His name is Valentino. So let's go over and say hello to Siri. So with Siri's set up, she's got about 2 to 3 inches of sand to burrow through. She's got a water bowl. She's got a bit of bark in here for her to go under. 2 hides. Don't know if I mentioned the water dish, but water dish and the backing. She's got a heat pad on this side of the enclosure that's underneath the enclosure, and she shares a light strip with Valentino. But let's go and find this animal so you guys can see the beauty. Oh, I can see a tail there. Come on, darling. Come and say hello to your fans. There she is. She's a beautiful little skink. Come on now. There we go, focus. When I first got her, she was pretty much yellow with black bands. But as she's gotten older, she's developed beautiful purple bands instead. We'll come over this way. Still a very shy skink, as you can see. Does not like to be picked up at all. She will bite and poo on me. And she will only come out when I'm feeding her, or it's the dead of night. I might roll over and see a small glimpse of her in the darkness. Anyway, over to Valentino. So Valentino is one of the first ever baby snake that I hatched out from one of my pairs of children pythons. You'll see in the next video. He should be in here. He got a bit of an upgrade with a bigger hide, since he's growing. Usually he's a good boy or girl. Still don't know the sex of Valentino, but I don't really care what he is or she is. It's just another snake to add to the family. So Valentino's doing quite well, smashing food and enjoying life. In his enclosure, we've got his hide, a fake rock that he can hide under. We've got his water bowl, a couple of branches at the backing, and underneath his enclosure on this side, we do have a heat pad or heat mat, whatever, and coconut fibre as his substrate. But that is little Valentino. Moving on to the other side of the reptile room. This is pretty much mostly my skinks over here, but we do also have a couple of geckos to say hello to. So here we have Charcoal and Luna, who are housed in I think it's a 45 centimeter enclosure? Yes, 45 wide something, but before we get to the 2 little geckos, you can actually see one of them out at the moment. That would be Luna, hanging out right there. In the enclosure, we've got the sand and coconut fibre mixture, just experimenting with that. Water bowl, 3 hides from the hide into, a few branches from the climb up on. This is meant to be Luna's nest box, so I'm just making sure she knows that's there. We got a normal light up here to display the enclosure, backing, and there is a heat pad on this side of the enclosure. We'll get to Luna in a minute, because she'll be a lot easier to get to in a second. But so first, we'll say hello to the boyfriend. So this is Charcoal. Charcoal is doing exceptionally well. He's very shy. You don't see much of him during the daytime. And the camera decided to go all funny on me now. But he's doing exceptionally well. Only comes out when it's dark to hunt. But I do see him a fair bit of a night time. And then his lovely girl, Luna, who you always see out and about. She doesn't really hide at all. Yeah, you lick your chops. You're being a very cheeky girl today. The one thing I really love about these geckos are just the eyes they have. It's like an orange with little dots around it, like Aboriginal art. So, very cool geckos. If I haven't mentioned the species, they are called spine-tailed geckos. I think they're the eastern form of gecko, because there's also a southern form that's quite identical to them. But overall, cute little geckos. Hopefully they'll breed again this season. And this camera is being a pain in my bum. But yeah. Whew, I hated that moment. Over to the blue tongues, who will be a bit slower. This is Blaine. Now Blaine here is my lowland blotch blue tongue, doing exceptionally well. I'll just lift up the hide so we can see her beautiful patterns. She is a runt of a litter, so she hasn't grown that much since I got her. But still a beautiful little blue tongue who's still shy. But overall, on her days, she can be just as mischievous as the Easterns. So she's housed in a 90 centimetre enclosure. Oh, that's pretty much 3 foot. In the enclosure, we do have 2 hides with her, since she's more of a shy animal. Got the food dish, water dish, backing, heating UV over here, and coconut fibre as a substrate. I'm just going to stop the recording here, because the camera's gone all a bit fuzzy on me. Anyway guys, sorry about that. That is Blaine, the lowland blotch blue tongue. Down below her, we've got 2 eastern blue tongues here. We've got another one over here. So we just do bluey's enclosure, as the other 3 are pretty much set up identical. We've got the coconut fibre as a substrate, food bowl, water bowl, backing, heat and UV, 1 hide, and this is a 120 centimetre enclosure, so all 3, I should say, 4 foot. We go over here, say hello to Bluey. Bluey's usually out and about, and he's pretty much a very cheeky blue tongue. Come on, mate. Sorry, I hate doing that to you. Actually, come. Being a bit rough. There's my handsome fellow. No, you're not going to say hello to the face. No, just wipe that off your face. There we go. So Bluey, he's one of 3 eastern blue tongues. He and his brother Bo, who we'll see in a second, used to be housed together many years ago, until one day they started fighting, and that wasn't a good time. However, ever since we separated them, both blue tongues doing well. Bluey here, he's probably a bit cranky now since I've woken him up, but deal with it, Bluey. So he's been a very good boy. Down below him, we've got Billy. Now, Billy was a rescue from, I guess, the shop. She came in with her litter mates, and she was the runt, and she wasn't doing particularly well at the time. But, come here, Billy. But after a bit of TLC, she's become this. So she's a nice, big, chunky blue tongue, doing exceptionally well. When she was younger, she lost half her tail. That's been growing back. But overall, nothing to complain about Billy here. But Billy probably complained about me reaching in and grabbing her out. So just give you a bit of context. So there's Bluey's enclosure there. Billy's is pretty much very similar. The only thing that's different to Billy's is that she's got a heat mat instead of a heat projector. Same, it's not the same job, provides both animals heat, just in different ways. So Billy did shed her skin not too long ago, so got to clean this cage up soon. But yeah, moving on to the next blue tongue. This is Bo. So like I mentioned earlier, he is a brother to Bluey. He's a very easy, very calm blue tongue. Doesn't cause too much trouble, to hardly any trouble at all, to be honest. He's a good boy. He likes just to hang out, sleep, and just be lazy. Bluey's a bit more active. Billy will come out when it's a bit quieter, or when I'm not disturbing her. But yeah, Bo's just lay back, doesn't care. Just watches the world go by, which is pretty much life, isn't it, Bo? So Bo's enclosure, like I said, pretty identical to his brother Bluey. Pretty much the same in a way. Just different rock, that's all. He's got a natural rock. This is just a fake one. But yeah, those are the blue tongues. All 4 of them are doing fantastic. And we've got one more critter. Oh, sorry, Bo, I didn't mean to hit you, little snoz. Hey. I'll give you a silver one later. Now, watch your nose. Good boy. I hate doing that. They have the nose just over the railing and they get booped. It's kind of hard to see with this enclosure here, but we've got Pedro. Pedro here is my male pink tongue skink. While I'll try and find him. Oh, that didn't take long. He's right there. Hey, buddy. Come on now. He's getting better and better with handling now. Juggling a lizard and the camera is not ideal. There he is. Ever since we've kind of popped him back in the 2-foot enclosure, he's done much better. He's eating more consistently. He's out more often. And overall, getting better with handling. When I first got him, he was trying to bite me the first chance he had. But overall, now he's a lot better. Now, in his enclosure, guys, we do have 2 hides down the floor here from the hide-in. He's got his food bowl, his water dish. I feed him over night time because that's when he's more active. A couple of fake plants in here. There is a hide incorporated into his backing there when I built it. We've got his heat there to keep him warm. I don't put any light on him. He doesn't particularly like any light of any kind. He prefers to be all dark. So that's Pedro and the lizards, guys. Plus Valentino being the other snake in this room. So just wrap it up here. Thank you guys all for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.